Well, this is probably going to be a short video. This update isn't huge, but it comes with a lot of very welcome changes. As the title of it says, it's a lot of highly requested features and quality of life changes that people have been asking for years at this point. Following customer feedback isn't always a good idea, but all the stuff they picked for this update were good choices. So to start, the new ping system. Now I play mostly in single player, so I don't have much use for this, but it's a good thing to have for multiplayer. It's kind of like the player waypoints on the map that you can put. This is basically a short range version of that. So it's good to have if you're playing co-op. They also made the companion stations buildable at your bases, which is very, very good because before I would always have to go back and forth between different safe houses or the same ones over and over again to keep repairing my companion, keep it working. Now I can waste less time on that because I can put a companion station at every base. The strategic wood piles are kind of whatever. I got plenty of wood, so I don't really care about these, but more wood is always nice. And flak mopeds being able to take explosives like in their compartment hasn't come into play for me, but I do see a lot of potential applications for that, especially using it basically as a kamikaze attack. I could totally see people doing that. There's also a bunch of small quality of life things in this update. Like, the biggest one is probably that your encumbrance level is now on your heads-up display, which is way nicer than you would think it is on paper, because I don't have to constantly reopen my inventory to check it. I can just look at the bottom of my screen now and know immediately how much more weight I can take before I'm encumbered, which is really nice. Now, for me, probably the biggest change in this update is they massively increased plunger capacity. Originally, the maximum was 400 once you fully upgraded it. Now you can upgrade it more, all the way to 1600, which is really nice. Now, I had all the materials I needed to upgrade it immediately as soon as the update rolled out. It's actually pretty expensive, but I had plenty to go around, so I was able to do it right off the bat. And that was so nice because before I'd have to go to my pack mule like almost every play session, honestly. But now it's more like every few play sessions at most that I have to go back to my pack mule and unload everything I've picked up, which is very nice because it was just time wasting and I'm doing less of that now. And finally, they fixed a bunch of bugs, including that super annoying but mostly harmless one where the icons of items would get stuck to your cursor when looting enemies. And that's nice that it's gone, but there does seem to be some weird flickering when looting machines now. I'm not sure how visible this is in my footage, but that does show up sometimes for me, but that's not a huge deal. Neither was the bug they fixed, but it's nice. Now, for me personally, unfortunately, this update hasn't fixed whatever specific bug I have that's causing my world and my world only to not be able to spawn Reapers. They just won't spawn on my world regardless of conditions. That's exclusive to me. I think some variable is marked as true when it's not supposed to be, but I have no idea how to fix that. So unfortunately, I'm stuck with that, but that doesn't affect this update. I wasn't expecting it to fix that, but it is disappointing. And that's exclusive to me. I don't think anyone else is experiencing that issue. And that's about it. I told you this was going to be a short video. This happens a lot when I have nothing to complain about. And this update is small enough that there wasn't much to talk about anyway. And also, I had nothing negative to say about it. It was just a bunch of very welcome changes that I've wanted and a lot of other people have wanted for a very long time. And the game is just better overall with this update. I have seen some people say that this update is a little small for a 5th anniversary event, but I don't really care or blame the devs for that. These features were probably just what they had ready to go when the 5th anniversary came up. Like, they probably weren't planning anything in the long run for the 5th anniversary until they realized it was about to happen and they had to scramble to throw something together. So that's fine. It's not a huge deal. And we still have plenty coming this year. We've got the skills revamp coming up later this year, which is supposed to come after some other stuff that they haven't announced yet. So that's really cool. If you want my thoughts on all that, check out my last Generation Zero video where I talk about what I want to see from that coming skills revamp update. I'm very glad we got this update. The plunger increase in particular is probably my favorite change this update brings because, like I said, I had to go to my pack mule literally every play session, but now it's closer to, in fact, I haven't needed to go to it at all yet since this update, in like the week since this update, which is really nice. It's just big enough now that I haven't needed to. They also added a tutorial for the new augments, which it's good for people who haven't played since before they were added, but for me it was annoying just because I already knew how they work, but it still played the tutorial anyway. But that's whatever. It took like a few seconds to get through it, and then it was back to normal. So overall, this update, while very small, is a welcome addition to the game with some small but very, very welcome changes and improvements. I didn't really care about the event, like the fireworks thing that's going with it, but I'm sure some people are enjoying that too. And I recommend checking this update out if you haven't played in a while. It comes with a lot of very small but very positive changes to the game, and it makes a lot of things better in ways that you didn't necessarily think about until you experience the game with that thing changed. So yeah, thanks for watching. I think this was probably the shortest Generation Zero video I've ever made, just because this update is A, very small, and B, I had nothing to complain about. I am way longer-winded when I have something to complain about, so I just had nothing much to say here. It's just a good update, and you should play the game again if you've fallen off for a bit, because the update dramatically improves it, even though it does it in very small ways. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Hopefully the next update will be more substantial. I'm hoping for more additional content or something in this year. I mean, the skills revamp sounds like it's going to be a big thing, but the reason they gave for delaying that was they wanted to make sure it properly integrated with other stuff they were adding this year. So I'm excited to see what they were talking about there. So yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next video.